Welcome back to the Late Late Podcast. I'm your host, Mase in real life. We got a cool one today. You drove from PEI. Well, you're not just for this, but you drove from PEI. Like, just got here, right?
Yep.
Torrie.
Coughlin.
See, I told you I was going to butcher it. I always do. I'm going to just jump right into questions because we'll be able to build conversation off of them. So, you're into cars, obviously.
Yep.
You work with illicit quite a bit.
Yep.
Yeah. So you enjoy it?
I enjoy having a group to be part with at the shows. It kind of gives like the shows a better meaning to go to. Mm-hmm. It's not just a big drunk fest whenever you're working at a booth and stuff.
Yeah. So how long you been? Well, actually, what got you into cars, I guess?
So all of my uncles and my father all had like cool cars and bikes and four-wheelers and everything growing up. So basically, as soon as I was born, I was put on like a four-wheeler or a skidoo or a dirt bike. And then as I got older, the toys started getting bigger and they became more expensive.
Yeah.
And then in high school, my first car was a 2012 Hyundai Accent, which was automatic. Dad wouldn't let me tint the windows, and I was so mad. So then as soon as I could, I sold that car and bought an '09 Accent that was like riced out. As soon as I graduated high school, I went out and sold that car, and I bought my 2014 Ford Focus ST that you've probably seen around. Mm-hmm. And then from there, I now have 5 vehicles. 3 of them are Fords, so it's never ending.
So you're a big Ford person then, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I think it was a mistake on my part, but the Focus hasn't let me down. The other 2 don't run right now, but I bought them to fix up.
Mm-hmm. So you have a Mustang.
Yep.
And what's the other one?
I have a 96 F250 shortened with a dent side box on it, so it's pretty sharp. It just doesn't look sharp right now.
So you really you're all over the spectrum then, because you got like a truck, you got a car, you got like a tunery car, and then a muscle car.
And then I have a motorcycle as well.
Yeah, that's all over the spectrum for sure. So how long have you been, you said when you first got your license, you bought the Accent, right?
Yep.
So how long have you been into cars?
My whole life. Like,
okay.
Dad.
But like, I mean, like
in the car scene?
In the car scene, yeah.
This would be my 3rd summer in the car scene.
Okay. So your first summer with I don't want to say cool car, but first summer with a car that you put money into.
3rd summer with the car I put money into.
So all the cars you've had that you...
I didn't go to any of the shows with my Accent.
Oh, okay.
Because I wasn't going to get bullied. And then I think it was 2020, Complex Union. A week later, I bought the Focus.
Okay.
And then after that, it's just, I've been to all the shows in the Maritimes.
So have you thought about selling it?
It's posted for sale in Toronto right now. So if it sells this weekend, we're hitchhiking back to Fredericton.
That'll be fun. That'll be fun. So like I talked about earlier, you worked with illicit, right? Mm-hmm. So what kind of like started that? Like, did you know any of the guys that started it, or? Actually,
last year at Complex Union, I started talking to James, just randomly at like the booth, and then I followed him around the whole show, and then Chen and Fauché kind of just like accepted me that night, and I haven't left.
So you've just been there?
Yeah, I literally like I came in, I'm like a bad flea that just wouldn't leave.
That's awesome though.
Yeah.
So, like would you consider yourself like with social media and stuff, like are you big on there? Like are you like a post all the time type thing? And
not overly. Like I try to post once every like few weeks. I work a lot, and when I'm not working, it's usually on my own car, so it's kind of hard to go out and get content. I'd like to be, but it's just all of like my friends that are photographers live at a province. Yeah. So I'm trying to learn photography so I can take my own content.
So there's photographers in PEI though, right?
Yeah, but like they're not like car photographers. Like there is a few, I just don't know them personally. Mm-hmm. But
that's the fun part about the community though, is like making new friends that, you know, are good at what they do, their art form and stuff like that. So you model their clothes a lot, quite right?
Yeah.
Right? I said that so wrong. You model their clothes a lot, right?
Yeah.
There we go. I said it right that time. So do you consider yourself a model?
I wouldn't consider myself a model. I'd more consider myself a brand like rep.
Okay, yeah, kind of.
Because like, I don't know. When I think of a model, I don't think of like somebody wearing like full clothing, I think of them as like half nude.
Well, I mean, I've worked with models that are like fully clothed,
Yeah.
and I consider them models, right? But that's like your outlook, how you perceive models, right?
Yeah.
So you perceive models as like, we'll say boudoir models,
Yeah.
or
Well.
runway models.
Yeah.
I guess that does. Society kind of did make it seem that way though, because if you look at like supermodels and stuff, 9 times out of 10 they're wearing like, 2 pieces of clothing, and it's very thin.
Yeah.
So that does make sense. I guess it's just how you look at it, right? So that's what you think makes you a model, is if like like wearing barely any clothes.
Kind of. I don't know. Like, I guess I somewhat do, but at the same time, it's just like, I feel like models have more diversity and they're like shots. I'm just kind of like one for like one brand. So
What, like, working with Illicit, have you ever like had any other brands be like, hey, look, we need models for this or this?
I've had like a few random accounts on Instagram, but you never know how true those are. But not really, no.
Not like a reputable, I can't even
No.
talk. Not like a big brand or anything
No.
like that. I'm just trying to look. So like, if you could work with any brand though, right? What brand would you want to work with? Like any brand. Like it could be cars, it could be whatever.
I gotta think about that.
See, that's why like these are the questions that are going to get deep. Now we're getting into the deep questions where you're going to have to actually think, and it's going to be like solid answers.
I don't even know. I'd love to work with Howie's Hockey.
Okay. So you must play sports.
Yeah, I
Okay.
played hockey my whole life, and I was like big into like their clothing back in like high school.
So that's something that would be like kind of a dream brand if they reached out and be like, hey, look.
Yeah, or like any car brand, honestly, like So Scare. If they reached out, I'd definitely do some shots for them. I like their clothing; they're kind of cool. And I don't know what else.
Like if it wasn't
If Ford reached out to me to model something, I would say yes.
Well, I mean, you're a big Ford fanatic, right? So that makes sense. Like the Illicit clothes, like what do you think of them?
I love Illicit's clothing.
Yeah.
All of my wardrobe right now, like hoodies especially, all consist of Illicit. I haven't bought hoodies in like a year.
So now, like, I guess when you work for them, like, is it? I'm gonna butcher his name because they all put Illicit in front of their names. So now it's like I'm trying to think. He drives the Genesis. What's his name?
Tyler?
Yes. Is he like your main go-to photographer?
Yeah, for the most part. Because like usually whenever like we go to the shows with Illicit, right? He's with us. So he always has his camera. And he was my best friend before he left me on PEI. He came to Fredericton. So he's been taking photos of me for a few years.
Okay. Now, does Tristan never do any, or is he just like the cars, like take pictures of the cars?
Tristan doesn't like to smile in photos that much unless it's with his car. So
No, I mean like this because I noticed he takes photos too.
Oh no, Tristan just takes photos of cars.
Okay, so he's just strictly cars.
Yep.
That makes sense. So like traveling around with them, like have you done a lot of traveling with them?
I went to Montreal last year with them, which was my first out of the Maritimes car show, which was super cool. We spent a lot of money that weekend. Not gonna go in details, but you can probably assume. It was a blast. Like we had a great time. And like this weekend we're going to Toronto, so that should be fun. We're all gonna be dead. Yeah, expensive, but long drive, but it'll be fun. The car scene compared to like here is like completely different. Like a lot of the cars that we have here are like Hondas and VQs, and Volkswagens are finally making a comeback after last year. And like there's a lot of Genesis now. Out there, there's a lot more like bigger builds. Like here they're kind of like all around the same like style kind of thing. But when you go out there, they have a load more money out there, so their builds can be a lot crazier.
Yeah. And it's not like cookie cutter out there.
No.
It's a lot of different stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. The scene here is kind of trash, honestly. Like it kind of went downhill. And I don't know if it's like that for you in PEI. But
I haven't done any of the car stuff in PEI since like I first got into cars, like in the car scene. I just find like a lot of them are toxic, and like they'll spread rumors, and I'm like, I don't like do anything but work, so I don't hang out with people hardly unless I'm working on my car or I'm bored for once.
Yeah.
So like, just I don't know. I got out of it. They were all kind of assholes. Like there's a few like good ones on PEI, like Zach Cole. He's really nice, and he's got some cool builds. And that's pretty well the only one that I can say.
That's the only one.
Well, the other ones will like tell other people rumors. Like there's one, I'm not gonna name any names, but like started a big thing with me and the Fold guy. Mm-hmm. So I was like,
I was just about to ask you, like, you don't go to the Fold, but then you.
I go to the Fold, but like last year it was so annoying. Like I pulled in the morning because I was supposed to be a booth car, and then they put a listed outside. Mm-hmm. And then they're like, oh yeah, no, we're not allowed to have any more booth cars. And I'm like, so they put me at the back with all like the 902 Society people. And I was like, really? Like I even said to one of the guys, I'm like one of the few cars here that's not on reps, and you're putting me with rest buckets. I was so mad. Anyways, I got put with the booth, but like I'm only going, it's 20 minutes from my house, right? It's not big of an expense.
So it's like, where did they host that?
Summerside Credit Union.
How far is that from Charlotte?
Charlottetown, an hour roughly.
Okay. Because I'm in Charlottetown for a wedding when they're having that. So I might finish the wedding and zoop down because I haven't been to the Fold yet. I was supposed to go, but when they first had it, but my car was way too low to make it across the bridge.
Which is the worst thing.
I would have had to stop and take my bumper off.
Yeah.
Like I was.
I'm hoping this year it's better, but like last year a lot of people bailed, so they were just taking in random cars from outside.
So just kind of to fill it in type thing. Yeah, that kind of sucks. They seem like good guys. Like I don't really know them. And
I made friends with them again. I went to one parkade meet this year, and me and Aaron became friends again. So,
mm-hmm. So that's the guy that runs it.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So, well, this kind of like we're talking about the car community, so this kind of works. So, like, what's the difference between? And it's really, I guess you just kind of like got into the community, so you really might not be a huge difference, but the difference between the car community when you got in it and it now, like, do you find that it's changed quite a bit, or do you think it's pretty much the same? Just
well, I know like the first car show I've ever gone to was Complex Union in 2020, mm-hmm. And when I was there was a bunch of Volkswagens on bags. And then last year there was not many Volkswagens, and then this year there was a crap ton of Volkswagens on bags. So like, I feel like it's changing, but it's not. Like I found there's not a lot of Hondas inside anymore either. Like I know whenever I first started coming to them, there was a crap ton of Hondas, mm-hmm. And now there's like minimal. But like, I don't know. When I first came in the scene, I didn't know many people, so I find like the vibes are a lot different. Whenever I wasn't friends with anybody, it was so much more simpler. But now it's like.
So you find it more stressful now than from when you started? Because like, when you first started, it was like no one knew who you were type thing. Now it's like, okay, well, they know who I am, and now they're going to just be little jerks.
Well, the thing is, they can be assholes to me, but I own a lot of like shit for my age and like a lot of cool shit, and it won't take me long to get it running. I just never have any time to. Mm-hmm. So it's like, they can bully me all they want.
Yeah, I can kind of guess now how old you are just by like you were talking about you just got into the car community or like recently, and you just kind of gave it away by saying for your age. So now I know 100%. So you own, what did you say, 5?
Yep. I own a 2014 Ford Focus ST, mm-hmm. A 1987 Mustang Cobra GT, 1996 F250 with the 7.3 IDI diesel, and then I own my 2012 Honda Civic as my winter beater, and I have an 09 Kawasaki Ninja for my bike.
That is pretty good. Yeah.
So they want to bully me? Go ahead. I'll just cry with my $100 bills.
You must be like have a good work ethic.
I've worked on a farm for like 5 years. This is my first summer not at that farm, and I used to work 12-hour days, and I'd like die of heat. So mm-hmm. It kind of prepared me for everything.
So are you a mechanic now?
I do auto body.
Okay.
And a little bit of mechanics.
You talked about like when you're not working on your own car, so then I kind of like, okay, well maybe that's what you do, right?
Yeah.
I just want to go back to the whole fact that like it's just in my head that you drove like 3 hours and your friend drove 4 hours and something, right? And you guys are going to drive another 11 hours?
I don't even know.
I think Toronto's about 11 hours. Because I had a layover when I was in Mexico. I had a layover in Toronto for 11 hours, and I could have drove home for the same amount of time. So it's 11. Yeah. That's crazy. That's a lot of driving. Are you driving? Or are you just kind of there for...
Yeah, that's me, her, and Chen in my Focus. The Focus is going to Toronto. If it makes it there, that's another question.
That's scary. And taking a tuner, like a modified car anywhere is scary.
I haven't had any problems with my Ford. As much as people love to bully me for it, it's been reliable. Knock on wood, because, like...
Well, you're not overly low, right?
No, like, I could go lower, but, like, I'm wide-bodied, and it's all Bondo. So, like, if I go any lower, I risk cracking all the Bondo, and I can't cut the fenders, so...
That makes sense. Wide bodies are cool, though. So, I guess you answered the question about the difference, right? You feel that it's more toxic when you know people.
Oh, it's way more toxic when you know people.
So do you feel like you have like a reputation now that like you work with illicit? Because I know illicit used to have a bad reputation.
They still somewhat do. A lot of people still kind of like, they're like, oh, you're with illicit, like that's stupid and stuff. And I'm like, well, like they have the best prices and like, in my opinion, the best quality, and like it's affordable. Like people want to come to shows, they want to be able to afford to buy merch and show that they went to the show, and instead of, oh, I'm gonna go to this brand and spend $80 for the same quality hoodie just with a different logo.
There's a brand that pops in my head when you say $80. So.
I think I know what brand you're thinking of.
No, and quality, like I used to have a few brands, like illicit's quality is spot on, because like their shirts super light.
This is like one of their crop tops. I wish they'd bring them back. Comfiest shirt I own.
Because when I worked with Naomi with the brand, that's all she wears now. Like not all she wears, but like she has a lot of it now. Yeah. And same thing with Sam. When I worked with her, she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go buy more of this because it's good."
It's so comfy.
And I want to. So I think this is funny. So I have to like do research when I bring people on, right? So I had to research who you were and stuff, because I kind of know who you are, but I don't really know you. So I remember like a while back, it was funny. I thought it was hilarious when I did work with Naomi and then gave the photos to Josh. I remember you posted something and you're like, "I'm sorry, I'm not a blonde," and I thought it was like that was shots at Naomi, but I thought it was so funny.
I feel like I was talking to somebody at the time and they just kept going on how they like blondes more, and I was like,
no, I think it's hilarious though, because like I see a lot of brands, I'm not gonna name names, not illicit, I'm just gonna say that, but all they use is like cookie cutter models or cookie cutter people. Yeah. Like I think brands that use like everyday people, right, and can still be considered models. Like myself personally, I consider you a model because you've worked with brand, right? Yeah. Even if you work with one brand, you're still a model. In my eyes, that's how I look at it. Is that my chair squeaking?
I don't know.
I think it's yours. Or it might be. No, she's not even moving, so it's not hers. It's probably mine. So I kind of want to go back on the whole topic of like why you don't consider yourself a model, other than the part that you wear more clothes than models than what you think is a model.
I don't know. It's just like I'm part of like illicit's like inner circle, I guess now. Mm-hmm. So like I don't really find like I'm a model. I feel like I'm just doing my part to help out the brand, kind of thing.
But none of the guys do it.
No, but I live on
my chair.
See, I live on PEI. I can't drive over to help like print shirts or anything. Like what I can do in my spare time is go out and get merch photos.
Oh, okay.
So like I kind of feel like it's like my like part to the brand. I don't know. I never considered myself to be a model. I always just called me a brand rep.
Mm-hmm. Actually, you're more of a hospital, because that's what your bio says.
It's been like that since I was like 16, because I'd always like sprain my ankle or something.
So that was like what you made it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like you post on TikTok too, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So like when you post on TikTok, do you have good traction on there?
It depends. The videos I post with my face in it, with like a low cut shirt or something, then yes. Just like normal
That's
videos.
TikTok for you.
Yeah. Normal videos of my car. No, like my car doesn't look like anything special right now. Mm-hmm. Even though I put so much money into it. But like probably like $200 to $300 likes per video kind of thing.
That's good.
Most of my videos are just shooting at people, like, you know, being a dick.
Okay, so you're like, I think it's your guys' age, like the car community, like you guys are kind of taking over now, and I feel like that's what it is. It's like I'm gonna poke at you, you're gonna poke at me. I'm gonna poke at you, it's back and forth, right?
Yeah.
And like when I was in it, it was real toxic, but it wasn't in the sense of like I'm gonna make a video about a person. It's like I was gonna go see them and yell at their face.
Well, like I find now, especially with like even bikes, especially now, it's just become a big trend.
Mm-hmm.
Like especially for guys,
So true.
they're like, oh my god, if I'm into cars or if I'm into bikes or like anything like that, it's like oh, the girls are gonna love me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, it doesn't make you any smarter. Like I find it hilarious. Like I may not know everything about cars, but I know a really good bit to get me by. And if I don't, I'll admit to something. When I'm talking to like a new like person and they say like, oh yeah, I'm into cars. And they said they have something, they start talking, and you can just catch them, and they're like, they don't know what they're talking about.
They're like, I have this, and it does this.
Oh, it's so funny.
As soon as they start talking about horsepower and stuff, it's like, yeah, you're not really into cars. I'm sorry.
No.
That's what I think. I just have to keep checking this because, like, that stops recording at 30 minutes, so I have to hit record every time. I guess this kind of question works. This chair's squeaky, and I can hear it. I don't think I hear it through the mic though. I think I hear it through the headset. Like
yeah.
You know what I mean. This is super raw podcast too, so if you cuss and stuff, I don't really care. And none of it gets cut out because I think that's important. It just shows people how real it is.
Well, it just goes to where I'm from. PEI, curse like a sailor.
It's just like people from Newfoundland. They're real bad, I guess.
Oh, they are real bad.
They're and even with the way you talk too, it sounds like you have like an accent. But no, the dating scene in the car community. So like, this is a two-part question. This is a two-part question because I'm gonna ask you this, but then I have a question I want to ask you after this. That's kind of like separate. So
okay. I live on PEI, so it is very hard for me to even like consider dating somebody from a different province. Like, I swear to God, I've tried, I think it was like 3 or 4 times now, and I'll talk to somebody for like months or like weeks in the car scene, and then like I find out like a week later they end up getting a girlfriend, and I'm like, we were talking this whole time, and you couldn't have like let me know. It happens so often, so now I'm just like, I don't even care.
you just go with it type thing.
Well, like, I find me myself, like, I'm a country person. Like, I lived on a farm. I ride horses and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
So it's not just, like, I want somebody that's pretty well almost exactly like me. Maybe a little, like, more tame. But, like, I don't know. I find a lot of the people in the car scene, they're useless, and they don't know how to fix anything. Like, I don't know.
This is true, though.
Well, like, I did the whole Focus by myself. The Fox body, my boss has helped me with. We put an engine in it, and I, like, did all the body work. So it's like, if they don't know how to, like, do any of this stuff, why are they going to be used for me, right?
So, essentially, what you're saying is they have to be a car person that knows their stuff.
Yeah.
So now, like, what if they're not a car person? Like, what if they're, like, what if it's somebody that you just, like, generally, like, I can talk, trust me. Genuinely, like, connect with, like, that they're not into cars, and let's say they're not, let's say they're from PEI, right?
I won't catch feelings for them.
Really? So, like,
I don't catch feelings in general, which is so, like, bad to say, but, like, right now I'm in my phase where I'm on the grind. I'm working 24/7. I want nice shit. I don't want to rely on a man. I don't know. I find it just, I've always been independent, and like,
Yeah.
I don't know, rely on anybody. That takes my freedom away.
Okay, this is true. Actually, I had another question that I want to ask you. Now I'm going to ask you that question because you were just, the way you just answered that. This is what I was talking about. Like, this one question could lead into questions I don't even have. They're just in my head. So you didn't get to see these ones. So I want to kind of know, like, your take on masculinity then. Like, how you, like, they call it the nuclear family. I don't know if you know that term. So, like, a nuclear family would be husband, wife, and kid, right? The husband works, the wife does wife stuff. It kind of makes sense.
Well, I'm going to start off this by saying I'm a really bad cook. So, I feel like in this day and age, like, it's changed so much, but like, I feel like there's a lot more females now that are more of a man than men. Like, it's so bad. It's like, cause like I grew up with a dad that was like a jack of all trades. Like, if I needed something to do for school, I needed to build like a carpentry project, Dad would help me. If I needed an exhaust welded on my car, Dad got that. If I needed to do like, if he needed to fix a toilet or something, my dad always did that. Like, if he put up the barns at home and everything, he did the drywall in the house. He's always helped me with my cars. Like, I don't know, if I find it's a dying thing. Most like kids nowadays, I'm not going to call them men because they're not, they don't know how to do that stuff. And it's like, it's sad because it's like, how are you going to have a wife and not be able to do all this stuff? Like, I don't want to pay for a plumber all the time or like a carpenter. Like, if I punch a hole through the wall, I'm not paying someone to fix it. I'm fixing it myself.
Wait, I want to know why you're punching hole through walls. But no, like, so you technically grew up in a nuclear family is what they would call it. I don't know why they use the word nuclear family.
Somewhat, but at the same time, like, I didn't, because, like, my mother was always, like, she can do stuff on her own, too, and, like, she was always there, and she's always dated mechanics, so she never had to worry about that fact, but, like, my stepmom, right now, like, she's the man of the house. Dad listens to her.
Oh, okay, so it's, like, the opposite now.
But Dad does everything, but she's just the man of the house.
That's, I guess, kind of like that's how a nuclear family is in a sense, because like the man's a provider, right?
Well, she makes more money, so like, she's the
so
man of the house.
Definitely not a provider then. So I'm trying to think so you want?
I don't want that. No, I want equals. I won't be less than somebody.
So now, I don't want to. I feel like I'm gonna get attacked, but like feminists, like, do you consider yourself one? No. So
I could care less. Whatever the thing. I've dealt with sexism my whole life. I could care less about that. You grow up, you get over it. You don't cry.
Yeah. So I don't mean like when I use the word feminist, I don't mean like exactly how it is, but like in the sense of like, obviously you said equal, right? So how would I word that? If you look at feminists, okay, I'm going to say this and I'll probably get like backlash about this. I said it a few times on the podcast, so I really don't care. But like if you look at feminists now, right, they always want this equal rights and stuff. But like if there was a war to break out, they get to leave. You know what I mean? Because like that's how it is.
Yeah.
So that's not equal rights.
No.
So you don't want like straight up equal rights. You want like equal-ish rights. Oh,
I'd put equal rights.
Yeah.
A woman can fight just as.
No,
better.
And I agree with that. I agree with that, but I mean, like, feminists don't, they want this.
No.
They don't want all of it.
It's the same with everything, though. Like, any group of people, they're like, oh, yeah, like this. And then the second, like, something bad comes up, they're like, oh, no, we don't want that.
I want to go this way.
Yeah.
No, that's true. So, like, masculinity. I asked you that, but then I kind of, like, cut you off and went into, like, the nuclear family thing. So, like, what's your thought on it? Like what's your definition of masculinity? There we go. It's a hard one.
It is a hard one. When I think of, like, masculinity, I think of, like, my father, because, like, he could just do everything, and he was, like, I don't know how to explain it, but, like, I don't know.
A lot of people will say, like, a man, but it's like, that's masculinity. What's a man, right?
Yeah. A man is someone that it's not useless. Take pointers.
That's a good answer, though, really. I just lost my train of thought.
A man is somebody that can deal with their emotions and at the same time fix problems and not walk over the person that they're like their significant other. They work out problems together.
Okay, I get you. Now, I have a question that I was supposed to ask another person that was supposed to be here today. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to ask you this question because I feel like it might be, I don't know, because you're the whole, like, kind of leaning towards, like, relationship stuff, I guess, right? And that's what my guests like, or my listeners like that stuff.
They'd love my love life then.
Well, no, like, it's just like they're like different people's outlooks on stuff, right? Super important. So I understand, like, kind of like how you look at relationships now. So if you have a couple, right? And let's say it can go either way, but we'll say the female way first. Okay. So you have a couple, but the female has OnlyFans and then the male doesn't, but the female does content with I mean by someone I say BG, boy, girl. All right. But the girl does that content. Like, what's your take on that? Like, do you think that's like,
to each their own? If, like, the boyfriend is okay
like the most common answer every time.
Well, like, personally, like, I wouldn't have an OnlyFans, especially if I was dating somebody. I just find it disrespectful. But, like, it's good money, so, like, I don't blame them.
It really, if you're thinking about what you're doing, right? Is it really good?
I'm really big on my reputation, so like, it's not something I would do. And especially if I was dating somebody, like, I don't know, I wouldn't be able to go home to them every night and be like, oh yeah, like, let's, like, tangle up the sheets, right? And it's like, oh, well, I just had somebody else plowing me 40 minutes earlier.
Heard that tangle up the sheets. That must be a PEI thing. I've never heard that before.
Really?
And I'm old, and I've never heard that before. So now, like, what if it's vice versa? So, like,
Same thing. I just kind of find it weird if a dude has an OnlyFans, though. It just kind of gives me off some different kind of vibes.
I've worked with lots of, not like worked in that sense, but like done, like, I can't say done content for them because that sounds whatever too. But I've helped manage. There we go. That's the proper word to use. You already answered that. Actually, we're gonna kind of jump. I'm gonna jump all over because my brain. I think I have ADHD because it jumps.
So do I. It's fine.
It jumps everywhere, and I'm going to hit this real quick before. There we go. Okay. So now I had a question in my head, and I rolled back and I forgot it. So you got your phone on you?
No.
No.
I can grab it.
All right, because I'm gonna ask you, because what I want to know. And you don't have to do this if you don't want to. I want to know some of the like the weirdest, and I don't know, you might not get any. Like some people don't get them. Like I don't get them.
Jesus, scared me.
So like some weird stories of people that slid in your DMs. You don't have to say names, but I just want to know the story behind it because this is something new I've been doing. I've asked the last person that was on the podcast the same thing.
See, but I kind of just block people when they give me off different vibes.
But it could be that, like, I know this last person that was on here, like the first message they got, you're looking like you got a good one. I just look over and you're kind of like staring off into this, like, I think I got a good one. But no, yeah, like if you have like open your phone and check it.
I don't know.
Because I feel like I don't know.
I had one person, I had an old like reel from like when I was in Toronto in the Rainforest Cafe, and it was just a picture of the elephant, and a guy swiped up on it and was like, "You look beautiful in this," and I was like, it was just a picture of the elephant.
It's kind of I don't know.
He actually went on my Snap and wanted to take me out, so I was like, I feel like I'd have some on TikTok.
That's odd.
Yeah.
You get DMs on TikTok?
No, my comment section.
I suppose comment sections are pretty.
I don't even post on TikTok.
You don't post on TikTok? TikTok's fun.
It is. You can kind of just be a dick on there.
This tattoo right here on my arm, this one, I didn't pay for that. TikTok paid for that. Yeah.
How?
TikTok lives. You go on and people give you gifts.
Oh.
And I put a thing. It was like, I did it for lives for a week. And I was like, the top gifter will get to pick my tattoo. So I gave them 3 options. And this was one of the options.
Shit, that's dope.
Yeah, so I didn't even pay for it. And I made money. So, yeah. It was like $500 I made in a week. Just from lives. Yeah. Sit there and edit photos while I'm talking to the camera. And it's like, easy money. Easy money. You got one?
I'm looking.
See, some people, like, they just open their phone and they swipe twice. And it's like, boom, there it is.
I don't really talk to new people. Like, even if they try, like, most people that I was friends with, like, especially on Tinder, like, I feel like I just use Tinder as, like, a car friend kind of thing. Because, like, that's the only people I swipe on.
So now, is your Instagram private?
No.
Okay, so people can message you.
Yeah. Oh. I'm not going to say any ethnicities, but I always get the random ones.
I know what you mean. You don't have to say ethnicity.
Yeah, well, I said that on Facebook one time after one punched me in the face, and I got, like, called down. But you get all, like, the weird old men, too. They're like, "Hi, are you interested in making some extra cash today? Hi, I like your profile and would like to be your sugar daddy." They're all fake.
100%. I was going to say it has to be fake. There's nobody just messages random people like, "Hey, I'm going to give you money just to be... message me and talk to me."
I do remember one Tinder message, though. He was like, "Are you a turtle? Because you look like being choked." I was like, no. It was...
But that makes no sense.
Because turtles in the sea, they're getting choked all the time by, like, the garbage.
Oh, see, I was thinking, like, turtles, like, kind of like... I wasn't thinking of... Study environmental science, and I didn't even like... That's a good one, though.
I thought it was
I'm going to
funny.
use that now. No, I'm just joking. I'm not going to use that. Okay. Just going through these questions. I got lots of them, so. Actually, this is a good one. So, If you could tell your 13-year-old, so you can't use that one because you're like not even that old.
Well, I'm 20. That's 7 years.
Yeah, but 7 years isn't like you. I mean, you can learn and a lot.
I did
can
learn
happen.
a lot.
How about let's switch it. So if you could tell your 30-year-old self something to kind of watch out for that's sneaking. Oh, no, that would be backwards, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It's been a long day. I'm sorry. I guess if you could tell your 13-year-old self, what would you tell you? What would you tell yourself? Like a tip or something to watch out for.
Don't waste your high school years dating children. Not like literally children, but like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Little boys.
Little boys, I got you.
Because you waste all your time and you cry a lot and your brain isn't developed. And yeah, I would have just, if I could go back in time, I wouldn't date anybody in high school.
Really? See, that's supposed to be like the fun part of high school.
It wasn't fun.
Well, it might be different, like, because I've lived in New Brunswick my whole life, so New Brunswick's a little different. Maybe PEI is so small.
On
that it's
PEI, if you've dated one guy, like one country guy, you've dated every single one of them. They're all the same.
they're cookie cutter.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, here it's like everybody's different. And I'm native too, so like it was always like weird because people just wanted to hang out with you because they got free stuff.
Yeah, I went to school with both reserves on PEI. Like when I was younger, I went to school with like the Lennox Island ones, and I was friends with them. And then when I went to high school, I went to the Scotchford ones. And so like it was great because one of my best friends was native and she'd had a green card. So anytime, like, she never got her license. So like anytime we go driving, she'd be like, yeah, we'll just go use my status card real quick. And I'm like, let's go to Charlottetown.
No, that's they're see in PEI.
But people like to use people for it, which
Yeah,
I'd understand.
And that's a huge thing. Like I used to sell cigarettes.
You'd make so much money off of it.
I did. I used to sell them for $5 a piece.
I used to like,
Yeah.
well, when I was in high school, vapes were becoming popular. And I was like, I could go in and not get ID'd. So I made a killing out of selling vapes.
And that, hey, if you can, right?
It was great.
So what, did you sell them above cost?
So like a normal like stealth mod would be $20. The little kids, you'd sell them for $50 and you'd make the money. Oh, it was so easy.
It's people just being like, I wanna be cool.
Pretty well.
So do you find that it's like a trend? Is that like pretty
Everything's a trend.
Yeah, that's true. It is true. I'm not gonna ask that question because that question you might not. Yeah. But you seem like you're the same mindset as me, but I don't know about you. I feel like you're the opposite than like the way. Yeah. I just let me scroll down, see if I can find a better worded question for that same topic, because I just don't want to ask you the way that I asked this person because it's kind of like blunt and
Blunt's fine.
where is it? I want to know your, I guess I'm just going to ask it the way I asked here. So your take on like, no, I'm not going to ask it. I'm sorry.
Just ask it.
Your take on the like the LGBT plus community.
Again, it is what you prefer, and I could care less. Just don't make it your whole personality.
Okay.
Like, if you're a girl and you like women, go at her, and I don't care. But, like, don't make it your personality. Like, especially on TikTok, you see all, like, the trans people, especially, like, the men transitioning to women. They make it their whole personality. It's just, like, you deserve to get punched. Like, I don't care what anybody says. I don't care. Like, you could be a normal man, and if you're acting like that and not even, like, transitioning or anything, just a normal, like, you identify as what you were born with and stuff, and you're acting like it's your whole personality. Again, it's the same thing. Just do what you want. Don't bring everyone else into your business because nobody cares.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm not against them. I mean, like, when you say that, people like are like, oh my god, like you're racist towards them and stuff or whatever. And I'm like, no, it's annoying. Like, I'll accept you. Just don't make it your personality. Furries, on the other hand, don't get me started.
I wasn't expecting that. I'm sorry. I'm good. So, the reason I asked that because like, oh, frig, it was just off guard. I'm sorry. I have to think what I was gonna say now. I was gonna ask, do you think that that's a trend?
Oh, it's 100% a trend.
Like,
especially
not furries. No, not furries.
No,
I mean,
but
that's a trend too,
it is. But no, it is a trend. You see, like, all the little kids, and like, especially like parents pushing it on to like their 9-year-olds. It's like, you keep that shit away from them until they're old enough to decide what they want to do. Like, personally, I feel like if you were born a man, you should stay a man. If you were born a woman, you should stay a woman. The whole like transitioning and everything, because like a lot of people are transitioning back, and like they go back and forth. It's like, no, you don't get to choose that.
You're good. I was just checking to make sure.
But it's just annoying because, like, especially, like, even on TikTok, you see, like, the parents, they're like, oh, yeah, they're dressing my son in, like, a dress and stuff. And, like, that's fine, but don't shove it onto them, which a lot of people are doing for clout. They're like, oh, that's so cute. Like, you support your, like, son that's going to a daughter now. It's like, no. They're kids. Like, they don't know what's better.
They're, like, 5 years old.
Like, when I was a kid, I didn't even know what freaking kissing was at one point, right? Like...
Yeah. They really shouldn't. Like, they're teaching some crazy stuff. We have a school here in town. Well, it's actually outside town a little bit. But they teach, like, full-on sex ed at, like, I want to say it's, like, a middle, like, elementary school level.
They should do, like, grade 6 as whenever we did it on PEI, but it wasn't, like, in-depth. It was just, like...
Like, stuff, how to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now it's, like, they teach you, like, straight up, like, rate intense stuff. Like, some stuff, like... People you shouldn't know until you're in high school.
Yeah, literally though.
No, it's crazy. That's how society is. But
well, they're making them mature more. Like even like I'm seeing 14-year-olds on TikTok that are prettier than most freaking like 20-year-olds.
That look older, right?
Yeah. And it's like how are guys supposed to know, right? Like they'll lie about their age. You have no proof, right? Mm-hmm. And that's how they catch a case.
Yeah, 100%. Like I go downtown sometimes, like here, with my buddy, to try to help him get out of his shell because his very like.
Yeah,
clothes and he doesn't whatever. And my younger years I used to do that kind of stuff all the time. Now not as much because I'm older.
Yeah,
right. But no, when you're down there, it's like you see these people walking around. It's like, Noah, go for that person right there, and he'll be like, no, I know them, I went to school with them. And it's like, okay, well then you're the right age. He's like, because he doesn't want to date anybody his age, a little bit older is what he's looking for. And some of them like you see down there and they're not even legal to be out. That's like, what are you doing out? Like this is a place for people to try to like mingle and stuff, right? And it's messed. What's your thought on the whole
kids growing up too fast?
No, like do you think it's a trend?
Oh, for like the gender stuff?
Yeah. Was I right? Are you kind of like more on the
I would more say it kind of once again I do find that like people are definitely using their kids for especially on TikTok, like if their kid is transitioning or something, they're kind of profiting off of them.
Yeah.
So there is probably people that are forcing their kids into it.
I think 100% that happens. Like I think
just to get the clout.
Get the oops, that's loud. What do they say? Get the bank? Is that how you say it nowadays?
Which like all the power to you. Like if you're putting that money into a college fund for the kid, whatever. But like if you're just taking that money for yourself, that's fucked up. So.
It says it's get the bag. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm old, so I don't know that your guys' lingo, but no, that does make sense. And it's kind of like I wasn't sure because I don't know. You seem like the type of person that's.
She's wearing a Hooters shirt. That says a lot about a person.
I don't even pay attention, honestly. I thought it was a car thing. Oh, there is a car on it. Okay. Hooters Racing? Hooters has racing?
I don't know. I got a Spencer's.
Oh. Okay, so now I understand the type of person you are. So, yeah, we're good. You can tell a lot by, where the person shops, right?
I would say my opinion just slightly differs because some of the courses I've taken in university are very focused on gender and different types of things. So some people genuinely, like, all the power to you and, like, good for you, like, if you don't feel like you're in the right space to be able to transition. But, like, once again, you then see people getting so famous just for doing that, you question whether they actually...
It's weird what people go famous for now.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I can dance on TikTok. Like, why don't you do that? Why don't you just dance on TikTok?
I turn wrenches for a living. I don't know how to dance.
Well, you can show you turning a wrench. I bet you that would just
anything would go viral. Well, like, see, I work like where I work right now. I feel like if I try to record myself working on something, they'd start laughing at me, making fun of me, even worse than they do now. So
that's not something that you're gonna do then.
No,
Makes sense.
Going to record painting the Fox body because it's my first car I'll be painting myself. Mm-hmm. But other than that, I don't really record. I'm not on my phone a lot.
So did you go to school for that, or you just?
No, I went to school for my Bachelor of Chemistry for a month, and then I dropped out, and then I somehow ended up in auto body. I kind of just walked into
drastic twist.
I walked into Fix Auto one day, and he pretty well hired me on the spot. Didn't go to school for it, but yeah.
That's a drastic. What made you want to do? What did you say? Chemical.
Bachelor of chemistry.
Yeah. What made you want to do that? Like, what was your plan with that? Were you just gonna do it just because it was?
Well, originally I wanted to go to college for carpentry.
Mm-hmm.
And then my parents were like, no, just stick with university. Like, you already applied, you're already in, you're fine. I'm like, okay. And then my parents kicked me out, or my dad did. And then I was like, okay. And then my car got hit that same day, and I was like, you know what? School's done. And then I dropped out. I was gonna be a forensic science. I liked detective work, or I don't know. I always liked the sciences, but I didn't like math. Like,
and that's a big part of it.
I could have done chemistry and bio all day long, but then calculus and physics, I was fucked. Like, ain't no way.
Isn't there math involved in auto body though? In a sense, like measurements, you got to know what to mix when you mix your paint, 1-to-1 ratio, yada yada type thing.
Somewhat, but it's stupid math. Like, it's easy.
It's easy math.
Well, it's easy. Like, I was like, all my classes in high school were like super hard, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like easy.
Okay, that makes sense. I'm not even on your questions no more. I'm on this other person's. I should have read these when you were talking, but then I can't listen. Can't ask you that because you already answered that. A lot of my listeners like to know about mental health, so I want to know like how you like deal with it, because everybody has to deal with it one way, and you can't say cars. It's too easy of an answer. No, I'm just joking.
I don't know. I went through a lot of shit like in high school and stuff, just like from bouncing back from parent to parent and all that stuff. So like I definitely had my fair share of like depression and stuff, and like shitty ex-boyfriends where I used to cry a lot and blah blah blah. But like I just find my personality, it doesn't allow myself to be sad all the time. Like, I'll cry it out. Like, I don't bottle anything in. I'll talk about it like pretty well right away to somebody. Mm-hmm. So like I don't have to bottle up my emotions. I know a lot of people have problems with that. Like, I somewhat do now, but I also don't have anything that makes me sad anymore. And like, honestly, like when I do get like super super sad, I just go buy a new car.
I mean, that's one way to do it, I guess. It's an expensive way, but if it works, it works.
Hey, nothing's cheap.
No,
I'd rather buy cars than like, nothing against it, but I don't want to be relying on pills for stuff. Like, I have sleeping problems. I won't take pills for it. I just deal with it because I know as soon as I start relying on pills, I'm going to start relying on them even more, and I'm going to have to take them.
Mm. So, like I said, I have ADHD or something because my brain is still on questions that they already asked and that you already answered. So that I'm going to go back to. So we're talking about like the whole nuclear family thing and the alphabet family. I probably shouldn't have said that, but you know what I'm talking about there. Yeah. Are you like, I don't like using that word. Do you have a faith, like religion? No? Just by the way you answered one of the questions, it made me think that you did. Like,
I somewhat believe in God, but at the same time I don't. Like, I wear a cross around my neck and stuff, and I have one tattooed on me, but it's, I don't know. I just feel like so many people put like so much faith into things. It's like, how do you know if it's true? Like, I believe in the paranormal and stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, I believe that there's supernatural stuff out there, but like, I feel like so many people rely on like God, for instance, to like make their decisions, but like, he's not physically here. He's not going to help you. You have to do it on your own kind of thing. But like I do believe in him somewhat. I don't think I'm going there, but
so like I'm not like, I'm Christian. I stabbed myself at the start of the year on accident and almost died. Like I lost 2 quarts of blood.
I remember that.
It was on my Instagram.
Yeah.
So yeah, I almost died. Like no big deal. And I grew up in like Christian family, and then I kind of came back to it because I've almost died 3 times in the last 4 years.
Jesus.
So it's like one of them things is like, obviously I'm not dying.
Yeah.
There must be something.
Yeah.
Like I flipped a 4-wheeler and I did a backflip, and I'm on blood thinners, so like I could have died, like bled out right there.
Yeah.
I broke my ankle, and that's it. And didn't hit my head. The other time I had a blood clot. Yeah, almost died.
Shit.
Right, and then
so something is definitely watching over you.
Something's like, yo, you're not dying.
And it's like, you stupid ass, you ain't dying yet.
Like it's like, take care of yourself. It must be. I don't know. I'm not gonna try for 9. I'm happy with trying this 3, but no. I came back to faith after all that, and one thing like you were talking about like how you believe in supernatural and all that too, right? I don't know if you like ever read the Bible, like actually like the whole thing.
I have to buy one. I've actually been thinking about that. Like, I'm gonna sit down one day and read the Bible.
There's a lot of really good stuff in it, like supernatural stuff, for instance. There's a whole like this is something they don't talk about in churches because it's one of them things where it's like it will make it sound fairy tale-y,
Yeah.
right? But like spiritual warfare, like paranormal warfare, like that's a real thing. Like right now in this room, I'm not like whatever, but there could be like straight up wars between good and evil, right? But no, that stuff, if you believe in that stuff, like that's all part of the Bible, right? And believing in it and like, you know, not all that stuff, that's the start, right? That's a start. So that's a good so like what was your family Christian?
So everybody in my family got baptized and they forgot about little old me. So I never got baptized.
Oh, so are you the youngest?
Well, so I'm the oldest on my mother's. No, I'm the oldest on my dad's side, second on my mom's. But like from like the Coughlins, before like, I guess we're not gonna include my dad's other children that he had. But like I didn't get baptized, and then my grandmother's youngest, so my uncle, didn't get baptized either. Mm-hmm. But everybody else did, like in the like intermediate family.
Okay.
So we're just out here chilling.
So there's two of you that were just like...
We were going to, but neither of us had the time to go do like Sunday school kind of thing. Because like if we were to get baptized, we would have had to go to church every Sunday. Yeah. And like I'm usually busy, and so is my uncle.
So that's one thing I don't like really believe in. And
I find it dumb because it's like you can get baptized as a baby and never go to church a day in your life. Mm-hmm. But you can't get baptized as an adult. See,
I think that's like a church thing. Like certain churches put that on you.
No.
And churches are important. It's kind of, look at it this way, right? Like if you're a boxer, right? And you have a fight, but you don't go to the gym to train.
You're not going to win.
It's kind of the same thing as church, right?
Yeah.
You don't need it. Like there's guys that will just get up off a couch and go into a match and be like, you know, superior to everybody.
Yeah.
But it does help, right? But no, I was just curious because like the way you answered one of the questions, I was like, wait, maybe. And it's like as a Christian, that's like one of the things you have to bring up now. Like it's like, how do you say that? Like the whole thing, if you deny him in your earthly life, he'll deny you in front of
I still don't think I'm going to heaven.
Well, no, like if you don't think, like, you know that there's stuff you can improve on, right?
Well, there's always stuff you can improve, but like I just feel like I don't know.
See, the way they say that you go to heaven, like people are like, oh, like Catholic. Nothing against
I'm Catholic. If I was going to be baptized.
Okay. Well, I'm about to throw some heat at Catholic.
That's sorry. Okay.
But no, Catholic believe in the fact that if you die, you can get prayed into heaven, right? That's not the case.
I don't feel like that's true because like you can pray for somebody all you want, but they're not going to change their ways.
Well,
like a serial killer is always going to be a serial killer. You're not going to pray them in somewhere.
Well, see, the thing is, right? Like as soon as you die here, that's your ticket's punched. You're done. Like that's
you're done, bud.
Either you're going this way or this way. But Catholic, they believe they can pray you into heaven. They pray to Mother Mary, right? In the Bible, it says not to pray to anybody but Jesus.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like a, you know, like Christianity over Catholic type thing. But no, they say the only way to get into heaven is to accept that what Jesus did was real. Right?
Yep.
And that, I mean, 90% of people know it's real because they have proof now.
They have proof now?
Yeah, like actual, like the tunic. What are they called? That's like the cloak. Anyway, whatever it's called, he wore. They have. They found blood with 22 chromosomes, or not chromosomes, something, where we're supposed to have 24, but there was only 23, and this doesn't exist. So it shows that there was only, like, it's only the stuff from his mom. There's no father in his blood, like.
Oh yeah, it'd be your genes.
Yeah, so you know what I'm trying to say, right? Yeah, so they have that. Where the cross was, they have like an actual like underneath the ground. They found stuff, and they have writing from 500. Was it 500 or 1,000? One of the two people that witnessed him like after they killed him.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, so there's actual physical proof now. Like, if you're really interested into it, there's a lot that you can dive into. Like, the Bible will only take you so far.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't want to say that because that's probably not good for me to say because I'm a Christian. The Bible will take you everywhere, but there's other information out there that will kind of add to it and make your belief stronger. But no, it says to believe in him, that what he did, yada, that stuff, and to live a life for him. So in the sense of like, people are like, oh, you just gotta be a good person. No, there's a lot more.
Yeah.
You gotta try to live a life without sin, which is really hard.
Extremely hard.
And kind of it's crazy that we're just going from Christianity to this next question. But like, since I'm on her questions, I'm going to ask you her questions and then I'm going to go back to yours. So like hookup culture, right? Like what's your take on it?
I feel like, I don't know, like obviously I've have dabbled in the hookup culture, but like at the same time it's like I'm kind of old school still, but like I obviously don't believe in waiting for marriage because that's just, I don't know. Some people do. I myself don't, because I feel like you can love a partner all to death, but if the sex life isn't there, it's just going to be pitiful. Mm-hmm. But like the hookup culture is such a big thing now, and I don't know. Like I'm really big on my reputation, and I feel like a lot of girls don't care about their reputation anymore. And as a guy, that would be a turn off for me. And also like as a female, a guy that is like kind of like a fuck boy is also like a turn off. Mm-hmm. It's like,
so it goes both ways, I guess, right?
Yeah.
That makes sense. So kind of jumping back to the question I asked earlier, I asked you about the dating scene in the car community, right? So, and you kind of answered the whole dating scene outside of the car community because you said you don't catch feelings for anybody outside the car community, right? Pretty much. Or that can't handle their own.
Well, like, there's a guy I'm like somewhat talking to right now. And, like, he's into cars, like, he likes Fords, and, like, you think I'd be all over that. Mm-hmm. Super nice guy, great, right? I don't, like, have no romantic feelings for him at all.
None. I'm going to clip this, so hopefully he sees it. I'm just joking.
Well, like, I don't know, like, there was a guy that I liked a little bit, but then he became an asshole, and then he brought home a 2x4 to the hotel one evening. I was so mad. I came to... Oh, yeah. So, funny story. I went to Atlantic Nationals with the guy that I liked and his best friend. Anyways, we go up to second floor, and then he calls the girl that he knew in Moncton to come pick him and his best friend up, and I could have went with them, and I was like, ain't no fucking way. Mm-hmm. I'm drunk. I get rowdy when I'm drunk, especially in that kind of sense. So, I called up my Moncton friends. I was like, come pick me up right now. I get back to the hotel. This girl, I nicknamed her the 2x4. Because, like, she's just a stick. Nothing wrong with sticks. But, like, she pissed me off, so she got a bad nickname. Anyways, last guy I caught feelings for. And then before then was my ex. And that was 2.5 years ago.
2x4. All right.
I was so mad.
That's funny. So has working with, like I said, ADHD brain. Has working with illicit opened up any other doors or opportunities?
It's opened up so many opportunities. Like tonight, I guess, in a few hours, we're driving to Toronto. Mm-hmm. Like they were like, okay, yep, do you want to come to Toronto? And I'm like, hell yeah, I would have never gone on my own. And like, especially like coming to the car shows and stuff, I stay with them at the hotels. So not only does it save me money, but I always have somewhere to stay, and I'm with a great group of people. Like, I love Fauché and Chen. Like, me and Chen, he's my best friend. Like, if I ever need to, like, rant about anything, I message Chen, and he'll, like, talk me out of something, or he's like, oh, yeah, you go, like, go.
Chen's good stuff. I like him.
I love Chen.
So this is a like, off-topic question. It's just really so I can slide back and hit that button. Playlist musts, right? Like, this kind of, like, is, off, like I said, way off-topic, but I want to know, like, some songs that you must have on your playlist type thing, right?
Well, any Zach Bryan song is a must. Same as Morgan Wallen.
So it's super country then.
I'm like all over the place. Like I like rap music, like Suicide Boys. I'm in the car scene. I like them, and like I don't know like rap artists that much. I don't really pay attention to them. Like again, I'm more into country. And like Jason Aldean, he's one of like
Country.
My favorite artists. I also I downloaded 20 hours worth of throwback music for this drive. So like,
Is it country though?
no, it's pop throwback music.
Okay, so good stuff.
Well, like I grew up, I'm from PEI, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty well, like you're either a fisherman's daughter, a farmer's daughter, or you're a city folk. So I just happen to be a fisher and a farmer's daughter.
So you like get a little bit of both.
Yeah, but like I don't know, like whenever as a kid, I used to only be able to fall asleep to country music, so it's always kind of been there.
Mm-hmm.
And like there's a lot of new like artists coming on TikTok where their country is like kind of like poppy too. And
Mullen.
yeah, his new songs. I like his older songs better. Like Wasted on You got me through my last breakup. It was great.
I don't listen to Morgan Wallen. I'm sorry.
No.
I have one song that I listen to by him, and I can't even.
Do you listen to Tyler Childers?
Don't know who that is.
I have one. What? Do you listen to Luke Combs? Yeah, I'm not a big. Or yeah, I like Luke Combs. I'm not a big fan of Luke Bryan.
So you're a country person too.
Once again, like I usually listen to Suicide Boys, but like.
I think that's like today's age though. Like a lot of you guys are very like into this.
Everyone's depressed now. That's why they like country music.
So like, do you listen to what's it called? Frig. The Beaches?
No.
I'm going to see them, so I'm like pretty hyped.
Like
That's why I asked.
I don't know. Like I feel like my last like few songs on like my rap playlist, it's called Subs for like I've had this playlist since I was like in high school. But like I have like The Kid Leroy, Suicide Boys, T-Pain.
T-Pain's good stuff.
Yeah, and then I haven't added any songs to this. Like there's a guy I used to talk to and I still have his playlist on here, so I added a bunch of his songs. Or like Xavier Wolf, I find him really good. Sleepy Hollow, another good one. And then like,
What about Billy Talent? Do you guys listen to Billy Talent?
what does he sing?
It's a group. So the fact that you said he,
Yeah, no.
I know you don't listen to him. But no, he's going to be, I'm going to the Area 506 festival. So it's going to be pretty fun.
That'll be mint.
Yeah. I'm going to take shrooms when I go to it.
That'll be even more fun.
Yeah. I used to grow them when I was younger. So.
Did you sell those too?
Did I what?
Sell those too?
Yeah, I did. Well, I didn't sell them.
I've never tried shrooms.
I was the person that gave the person to.
So you
Yeah.
couldn't get.
Yeah, well, I mean, shrooms weren't really like real monitored back when I was younger.
Yeah.
They didn't care. It was a psychedelic. It was a small one.
Yeah.
Right before we stopped growing them, actually, it was really cool. We started to lace them with popcorn seasoning.
Ooh.
So they tasted good. Because I don't know if you've ever tried shrooms. But
I've never had
They are
shrooms.
the driest and gross tastest thing of life. You have, I'm guessing, because you just kind of like.
Never
Yeah.
tried shrooms. I tried Coke once, and I have no memory
Yeah,
of
no,
that.
that stuff's not fun. Yeah.
No.
No, it's a dangerous substance.
It is a dangerous substance.
LSD is also. Don't try that.
Nope.
Stay away from.
Do you know
the
what
kids.
jib is?
I do, yeah.
Okay, so we were having this conversation at work today, and like one of my coworkers, he likes to snort some pills to keep him awake at night, right? Anyways, he doesn't know what jib is either, and he knows his drugs. So
Mhm.
what is jib?
So it's like a mixture of, I think it's like Molly and something else.
Yeah, because it came up because like one of the.
It's new.
Yeah, because one girl, she's fucked from PEI, and she posted a video of her shaking her ass on her Snapchat, like bare pole basically. And so we were caught in the top, but she was like, have you ever heard that?
I'm learning a lot of new slang.
Do you know bare pole? No. What?
Can you elaborate? Can you elaborate?
Bare pole, butt ass naked, no clothes. Bare
Okay,
pole.
I've never heard that.
Really?
Yeah.
This is just like everyday like random words for us.
All right. Okay. Continue with what you were talking about.
And in the comment section, there was like her ex-boyfriend trying to like get her to come over to fuck so she could get some jib. So yeah, I figured I'd ask. So I was like, I don't even know what the fuck that is.
So it's a mixture of Molly and methamphetamine. So it's a pretty.
It's a great drug.
It's a pretty potent drug.
Yeah.
Stay away from that, kids. Don't touch it.
Yeah, don't do drugs, kids.
It's bad for you. Frig, I closed my questions. What's a go-to for you? For songs. For songs.
I have to say Suicide Boys, but also like I don't know if like it's ADHD or something, but like if I listen to one song and I like it, I will listen to it over and over and over again.
That's
Same.
actually autism. That's an actual thing. Like I'm not like it actually is.
Probably.
It's actually, well, it's not like full on the spectrum, but it's like slightly on the spectrum.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
If you're a person like listen to a song like 5 or 6 times is whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But listen to a song like 40 times.
Well, like, I'll make a playlist, but it doesn't have very many songs. Just so I can keep listening to the ones I like over and over again. It won't necessarily be back to back to back.
Yeah, so that might not be autism. That just might be.
Might be a touch of autism.
It might be. It might be a touch. It might be a touch of it. See, I can talk about that kind of stuff because I have friends that have autism, so it's fine. And I get the pass. Just like people get the N-word pass, I get the TISM pass.
The TISM pass.
I have the N-word pass too, but I haven't used it yet. And I don't think I will.
That's how you get canceled.
I don't know. People don't know. They don't see me. They see you.
That's true. You could be.
You're the only one that can cancel it.
Yeah. So
Pass your phone, so like I could too, but like,
I don't think you'll get canceled, honestly. Some of the stuff you said were pretty safe.
See, if anybody wants to cancel me, they can go ahead. Again, I'm just going to cry with my $100 bills. I'm not actually rich. Don't come looking for a sugar mama.
You're going to have, like, after I post this, you're going to have so many people slide in your GM.
I'm just going to be like, bye.
I hear you have money.
I have money.
boyfriend, I have too many Fords.
Yeah, like, I got money. It's invested.
It's 5 vehicles.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not even questions. I'm sorry. I'm just scrolling around looking at my questions. Oh, actually, this is a question I've asked way too many times on the podcast, and guess what? I'm going to ask it again. This will be the last question I asked you. So I always word it wrong, so I'm going to try to reword it in my head. I have dyslexia too, so that sucks.
Oh, that would be easy.
So gotta get closer to it. Here, is that your phone or mine?
Yeah, Chen's messaging me.
Tell Chen quiet down. I'm just joking. I like Chen. So if girls have friends, wait, no, that's a wrong question.
Oh, girls have friends. I didn't know that.
So why is it acceptable for? Now, actually, I'm going to ask you this one. This one's cooler. ADHD, right? So if girls have friends that are guys, right, when they're in relationships, is that okay? When a guy has dyslexia kicking in, I'm sorry. When a guy has friends that are girls in relationships, is that okay? Like, do you think like one is better, like one's more safe than the other?
Well, I don't like females. Like, I'll straight up say that. All my friends are guys. I can't deal with females. Most of them are fake, and like, I have bad anger issues, so I just try not to like put myself with people that I want to punch. And
Okay.
like, most females kind of piss me off.
So you're lucky you don't make
This
friends.
was the first conversation I had when I met Torrie.
Really? That she was gonna punch you in the
Our
face.
first talking point.
No, I don't like. Well, I don't know. Like, when I grew up, all of my friends were guys. My like kindergarten class, there was 2 females, me and another girl. I didn't like that female because she kept stealing all my like shit, so I fucking hated her.
So that's where it started.
That's where it started. Plus, like, all of my like younger cousins, like, they were all boys. I was the only female in the family for a while, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then and then I played hockey, and I played on the boys team, and I was always the only girl most of the time. Like, the odd like year, I'd have 1 or 2 girls on my team with the guys. But like, coming from me, like, even still, like, mostly every single one of my friends are guys, like, minus like probably 5 on my hand, like, that I can think of that I'm friends with females, the ones I can tolerate and like are not fucked in the head. But like, I tolerate Lauren I like, but like, I don't like, I feel like females, like, if a guy has female friends, like, you have to, like, it's the same thing kind of thing, but like, females are more fucked than the guys. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm pretty sure all my guys, like, guy friends would fuck me if I gave them the chance. Like, 100%, but like, you kind of have to trust your partner. So like, if I'm dating somebody and like my best friend, for example, if I was dating him, he's got like quite a few girlfriends. There's nothing wrong with that. I trust him, but like, it goes, so many people cheat. So I kind of get why people are like, oh yeah, like, I don't want you to have any like friends of the opposite gender. You're going to cheat on me. They're going to cheat anyway, like, anyways. May as well let them have friends with somebody. At least they have something to do after you guys break up.
So the way I look at it, right, is, well, the way I look at as the girl having guy friends, because I'm a guy, so I understand the outlook, right? So you ever hear that term where it's like, oh, we're just friends, whatever, right? And it's like, okay, well, if you're dating a person, what were you before you were a couple?
See, like, that's my thing too.
You were friends,
all of like,
right?
Everyone I've dated was like one of my good friends before I dated them. So like, I still have a lot of guy friends I wouldn't date though. Like again, no feelings
But
here.
the
But
thing is, like, the guy, I mean, not all guys. I'm gonna be whatever for the men. Not all guys are like this, but there's a lot that will be like hang out with somebody and being like, oh, I'm waiting for them to break up.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh
'Cause
yeah.
Then I'm gonna swoop in.
I've heard some of my guy friends.
Yeah, I have a friend that's like that, and I don't agree with it. And I think it comes down to the whole like the nuclear family type thing, like the proper family.
Yeah.
Because like to me, that's not something that you do. And
No.
if you're good friends, like if you're friends with this person that's dating somebody, like obviously you're not gonna be like, hey, you know, like the whole bro code thing where you're just gonna like, oh well, sorry, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? And even if like we have like there's people that like I've talked to, and then that like my buddy Noah will try to talk to, it's like, you don't do that. That's a little.
See, it's great being like most of my friends aren't friends. Like my female friends don't know my guy friends, which is great because I don't introduce them.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have one friend.
That could be dangerous.
Well, like I don't know. Like I live in PI, right? I don't like anybody there hardly, and like my only like high school friends, like my best friend from high school, she works all the time, so I don't see her. And then my other like female friend that like I did like, she just kept trying to use me for everything. So I'm like, you know what? This exactly is what I mean. Females are fucked. They just use you. So like, no, I get that. Like like if I was dating somebody and they were like, yeah, I don't want you to go and hang out with this person alone. Then yeah, like if I want to hang out with my guy friend, my boyfriend can come along too. Like it's a respect thing, and I feel like a lot of people don't have respect for anyone but themselves now.
No one has respect nowadays.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they really don't. And there was the last person that was on here kind of had a good point. They said like, they don't trust people right out the gate, right?
No.
Like before, you used to have trust for people when you met them. Now it's you got to build trust, and it's like, how do you build trust if there's no trust? It's not easy. It really isn't. It's almost practical. Everything's set up for failure. Really, if you think about it. Oh, excuse me. Well, thank you for being on. This was a really fast episode, and it kind of seemed like it went really quick, and I'm pretty sure it did because it's like you got here at what, like?
I was here at like 9:30.
Yeah, so it's 11 now. So that's actually kind of long.
It was a long one.
That was actually pretty lengthy. But no, anything you want to add?
Don't diss Fords until you own one. That is all.
You want to tell them your social media or anything like that?
Oh, if you want to follow me on Instagram, my tag is TORRIE_Coughlin, COUGHLIN. Or you can go on Just Illicit's Instagram account, and you can probably scroll down and find a picture of my ass somewhere on there. But
or your face. Your face is on
my
the
face
thing.
is there, but like you're probably gonna find the ass first.
I don't know. Let's see. I'm kind of curious now. What's the first
Actually,
photo?
it's the one that Alien Media and Illicit's collaborative on. So it's my face.
It is your face. You're wearing a white shirt?
Yep.
I'm curious now.
Now, if you scroll down a bit further,
Yeah, if you scroll down a little bit farther.
I think it's like...
No, it's me on my motorcycle in front of my Focus.
That's Tyler. I didn't want to click that. So the first one... No, actually, I guess it is. It's a pinned one. So the first one is that. And then you're the second one. And then you're... Is that you by the car?
Let me see.
Is that you?
Yep.
Okay.
That's me in front of Tristan's car.
All right. So yeah, you are like... Yeah, you're right. There's less of your face.
It's okay, but it's my best asset, right? Like, I've been told I have a pretty face, but like, no one's looking at your face.
A
They're
lot of
looking.
people- a lot of people look at your face. That's
I'd
you,
be
right?
curious to see the like count on all of them.
Yeah, like when I okay, if I scroll down, the ones that are like a little more like provocative, or however the fuck you say that word, they get more likes.
Yeah. No, they do. Well, that's social
Or
media
like
for you.
or like a full like selfie, because I feel like all the girls like it and stuff.
To build confidence.
Yeah,
of the other
like
one.
yeah.
But you know what? I'll tell you, the likes that you have more of, like you being more modest, they're the real OGs. They're the ones that you should be like thanking.
All of my like photos on Instagram, I mostly have like full clothes on. I haven't done any like bikini shots since like high school.
You
now.
have one, not really a bikini shot, but like I said, I had to like
Creep me.
creep you. Yeah. Where the frig is your?
It's in the mirror.
Yeah, there's one. It's like you're wearing like a. Oh, what the frig is it? I should know this. I used to friggin' do this kind of work all the time.
Lingerie
yeah,
kind of
lingerie.
thing.
That's what it is. Yeah, it's like way down here.
Yeah.
That's like the only one that you. Oh, I guess that's kind of
She's right there.
yeah, that's kind of lingerie-ish. So you consider yourself a model?
Yeah, I guess I'm wearing lingerie, ain't
Yeah,
I?
right?
That actually was
So-
a really like fun shot. One of my friends went to school for photography.
Mhm.
I tried to get her to do more and to like do shots for illicit and like on PEI to like
Mhm.
get her into it more. And she likes cars too, but she's just like, yeah, no, like lolly dotty. So I'm like, you know what? It's fine.
Boudoir is a very, very niche market. I went away to Mexico and worked.
I seen those photos. I was like, God damn.
It was I lived in a house full of playmates, which was
Would have been loving it.
it was crazy. No, it was actually like it opened my eyes to a whole different world. Like, and I'm not even exaggerating. Like,
Yeah.
it's a whole different world.
I
Like-
feel like I would honestly like I would do one of those just because it would be fun.
Mm-hmm. Well, like I'll give you an example. I used to it was 3 floors. It was a villa.
Yeah.
So I remember coming downstairs, like there was the rooms were like this, and then there was a courtyard in the middle with a pool, and the kitchen was kind of outside, but inside it was
Yeah.
in glass. And I would come downstairs to go eat in the morning, and it'd be like 10 o'clock, maybe 11, something like that. And there were a lot of them were content creators, right?
Yeah.
So you'd be coming down the stairs, and then you would look over here, and they'd be making content, like full on whatever. And it was like, I'm gonna go eat my food now while that happens 10 feet away from me. So you're eating food, and all you hear is like that, and it's like you got so whatever to it. Like now it's
You
like
get used
nothing.
to it, yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know. It's kind of a bad thing because like obviously the human body is like supposed to be something that's very like sacred. So like when you think about being numb to a lot of it,
Yeah.
kind of sucks, right? Because the stuff you would have seen when you were there was crazy.
Oh, I could only imagine.
It was crazy, yeah. And it was cool. Our breakfast was always made by models in the morning, so it was nice. Yeah.
See, that's why I'm not a model. I can't cook.
Well, not all of them could cook. It was only 2 that could cook. But no, your Instagram and stuff. What's your TikTok?
Same thing.
Same thing.
Or I think
You
it's
wanna? Oh, go ahead.
it could be 278 in the bottom of it.
I
You'll
think
find me.
I think it's on your Instagram, is it or no?
No, I don't want to get bullied, so it's not on my Instagram.
Why I think people will bully you?
I don't know.
I'll tag it anyway because that's how I do it.
Beautiful.
Anything you want to add? You can come over and chat in hers.
Do you want to give your Instagram, Lauren?
I don't post, so there's not really any point.
Well, if anybody's interested, you can find her on Facebook at Lauren Walker.
Oh, that's horrible. I'll bleep that out.
Bleep that out because my mom posts some terrible.
Even
Okay,
better.
I'm gonna leave it there now.
If you want my Instagram instead, it's all capitals and lowercase doesn't matter.
No, it's not
No.
cap sensitive.
It's Lauren M. Walker with an extra R at the end.
You don't
Her
have TikTok?
Nobody wants
her Instagram is Lauren M Walker with an extra R at the end.
With an extra R at the end. That's a pretty simple one, isn't it?
Because for some reason it was already taken,
Oh,
which is one.
but anything you want to add?
No.
No?
Thank you for involving me.
You had some questions, right? Or you had some answers and stuff. Well, thank you for being on. I really appreciate it. And thank you for tagging along and answering some questions. Most people, when they sit like so far away, they talk like this the whole time, and you can't hear them. But you were kind of talking loud because I could.
talk about it.
Okay,
Well,
like
yeah.
we can hear you pretty good through these. So, but
Oh, this was fun. Now we're gonna go to Chen's and begin our journey to Toronto.
well, safe travels. Have
Thank you.
fun. Yeah. All right.
Thank you.